I surrender all fear and doubt. Oh my goodness. All right, I know a little corny, but that type of stuff just cracks me up. I got to tell you. So, hi everyone. Day number 30, January 30th of 365 Science of Mind. I thought I would change the background a little bit to just signify the cold weather that we're getting in Atlanta. Nowhere near this cold, mind you. It's probably in the 20s at this point, maybe even 30. So I know some of you from around the world are probably laughing at that 20 degrees Fahrenheit as being cold. But that's pretty cold for us. And like I said, I know we'll never get anywhere near this amount of snow, but it's fun to play around with in this video editing software that I seem to be getting better at. Or am I? That's, I guess, love to get your feedback. Am I getting better at the video editing? Who knows? All right, well, let's go ahead and jump right on into today's lesson. Lesson number 30, day 30, January 30th. I surrender all fear and doubt. And the quote for today is, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." And this is from Luke 12:32. And the text reads, "We should always keep in mind that we are the beneficiaries of life. We do not put the chicken in the egg, nor the oak tree in the acorn. Rather, we take them out. We did not create the divine presence, nor the law of good. We commune with this presence and use this law. Therefore, Jesus said that it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It is our business to receive it. And in doing this, we follow the same method that any scientist would. For the scientist knows he did not create the laws that he uses or the principles that he employs." And the affirmation for today is, "It is my Father's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. Today I accept this kingdom and I accept it in its fullness. Because of it, the day contains joy, happiness, and is filled with peace. Running through it all is the silent power of spiritual wisdom and love, harmoniously and happily governing my thoughts, decisions, and acceptances, so that everything I do is done with ease. I lay all weariness aside and accept the life-giving, invigorating, dynamic activity of the Spirit, knowing that it vitalizes every organ of my body. It flows with power and strength and purpose through everything I do." And I'm going to go ahead and stop there with this affirmation and get into the lesson portion of what I'm pulling out here. Is that going back to the title of today's lesson is, "I surrender all fear and doubt." And surrendering all fear and doubt is just the mere act of just letting it go, letting it be, and completely releasing it from your consciousness. You know, you've heard the phrase, fear is just false evidence appearing real. And we hear quotes like this and they sound great. But when we really think about what they are, like that particular quote in particular, that is such a powerful place of living, is recognizing that here is something that's not real, appearing to be real, that we are choosing to acknowledge and interact as if it is real. And remember I said before that fear and worry is just negative visualization. And let me talk about that for just a moment. If we know and believe that all that exists right now, like right now in this moment, like right now, right now. And like as soon as that right now, as soon as that's gone, and it's gone forever. That moment is gone. You can't relive that moment. Right now, boom, now it's gone. That moment is gone. The only moment you have is the right now. That's the only thing we have. Because you can't live tomorrow. I can't live the next second. I can't live the next second right now, because when I'm living it, it's now, right? So, and it's not to get confusing about that, but that's all we have is the right now, this moment, this very moment. Now, if all we have is the very moment, what problems do we have right now? You know, unless a bus is coming at you right now or a lion is coming at you right this very moment, you really don't have any problems right now. The majority of our problems, 99.999% of our problems, come from fear, false evidence appearing real. False evidence meaning evidence of something that's going to happen, potentially happen in the future, which doesn't exist right now. Right now, the future does not exist, but we believe that the thing is going to happen. That's what we believe, just based on our belief systems of how time works. And I'm actually going to do an entire session, entire lesson on time coming up, because it's a really fun topic to talk about. But our fears come from thinking a thing is going to happen when we have no evidence, false evidence appearing real. We have no evidence that it will. We have no evidence that it will. So thinking that a thing is going to happen is focusing on it, is visualizing it. That's what creates our fear. But all it is negative visualization. That's all it is negative visualization. So here we are releasing fear and doubt, and in doing so, we become the beneficiaries of life. We commune rather with the presence of the divine and the presence of the infinite mind, and we are able to use the law, just as scientists are using the laws of the universe in the principles that they employ. We do the exact same thing. One of the keys to science and the scientific method is remaining as objective as possible about a thing, not going into an experiment with any expectation one way or the other. And when we are going about our day, we're not going about our day objectively. Especially if we're living in fear or doubt, we're going about it subjectively and thinking that a thing is going to happen when there's no evidence to prove that it will. Even if the gas company says, we're going to cut your gas off on Friday, or your boss says, I'm going to fire you on Thursday. The reality of it is, if it's Tuesday, then it's not Thursday. If it's Tuesday, it's not Thursday. Anything can happen between Tuesday and Thursday. The universe has the ability to create any scenario in any period of time, quote unquote time, because time is just a construct that we've made up, which is all we have is what? The right now. So if it's not Thursday right now, do you really have a problem right now? No, you really don't. And if you're saying in your mind, well, my boss is going to fire me Thursday, or I'm going to get my lights cut off on Friday, or whatever I said, I'm going to get my lights cut off on Friday, then you're living in the false evidence appearing real. You're living in that space. So again, we're going to say that for a whole nother conversation, but a powerful, powerful dialogue to have when you're thinking about truly surrendering fear and doubt. And I'm going to wrap it up with this. Today, it is my Father's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. Today I accept this kingdom, and I accept it in its fullness. Because of it, this day contains joy, happiness, and is filled with peace. When you allow yourself to release fear and doubt, absolutely your day is going to be filled with joy, happiness, and peace. Running through it all is the silent power of spiritual wisdom and love, harmoniously and happily governing my thoughts, decisions, and acceptance. See, that's the key. That's the key right there, is allowing the fullness of the kingdom to flow through you in order to create the love, happiness, and in your thoughts, decisions, acceptances, and I would even say your actions, so that everything you do is done with ease. So the practical application for today: release your fears. And I know that's a very easy thing to say. Oh, well, just release your fears and your doubts. But how you do that is by looking at them for what they are. What are they? It's false evidence appearing real. This is fictional information that I've conjured up, and I'm living right now as if this future time that I cannot live in is a reality. That's what we're doing, is that we're living right now as if a future time is a reality, when we have no idea what can transpire between then and now. Now again, unless there's a tiger or a pit bull right in your face right now, or there's a bus hurling at you at 60 miles an hour, and is a few feet away from you, then you really have no problems. You really have no problems. And that's the real joy of and the real beauty of this, is that you really have no problems. And to be quite honest with you, even if a bus was hurling at you or a tiger was in your face, you still really have no problems, because really the only problem that we have is the belief that we are separate from the all. That's really the only problem that we have. Everything that occurs in our lives comes out of that one fundamental belief system: our crime, our hurt, our fears, our anger, disappointment, let down, almost literally everything you can think of. When you really break it down, when you really ask yourself, what is this, it boils down to our belief that we're separate, our belief that we are not the all. So how do you release your fears? Know that you are the all. And then ask yourself, is the thing that I'm afraid of happening right now? Is the thing happening right now that I think that I'm afraid of? Is it happening right now? Most likely the answer to that question is going to be no. And if it's no, then it gives your brain an opportunity, a logical opportunity to say, okay, well, the thing is not happening now. What am I doing? I'm creating that by negative visualizing what I think is going to happen. So let go, release all fear and doubt, and allow the kingdom to flow through you. All right, so another great lesson today. Again, not as cold as I would have liked to portray it. You can't see my breath or anything, but who knows what background I'll have for tomorrow. But I might keep the winter background for a couple of days, because I kind of like it. It looks pretty cool. Don't you think? I think it looks pretty cool. Well, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's lesson. I will see you guys on tomorrow, which is January 31st, our last lesson of the month of January. And I'm definitely looking forward to what we have in store for February. If I'm not mistaken, January was the month of new beginnings. I'm almost sure of that. Yeah, it is the month of beginnings. And in February, we're going to move into a different theme. And I always look forward to these lessons. So like and share as always, and grab the book if you don't have it. The link is in the description. Otherwise, Antonio Thornton signing off. 365 Science of Mind. I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow. Take care.